Yeah, you know what it is.
White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
Yeah, you know what it is.
White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
Yeah, you know what it is. Collegeville High School, a champions. Yeah, screaming that's us. And when we on top, boy, quit fussing. All around my town, everything is white and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. We shut it down for the school and the sports team. White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. Purple and white, but you know what I mean. Double 11 senior year made history. Football, we took it to the playoffs. Collegeville, white and purple, yeah, we are the K-House. I said the K-House, the school of champions. We laugh a lot, we rap a lot. I'm asked to be an Indian again. I'm telling them that Collegeville is where it's at. So when we on the field of court, they better be aware of that. They scared of that. Of course, look at the ceiling. What up, Mr. Floyd? Yeah, it's Collegeville. And yes, I'm glad to say that I'm a K-Hawk. I'm about to graduate. Yeah, you know what it is. Collegeville High School, a champions. Yeah, screaming that's us. And when we on top, boy, quit fussing. All around my town, everything is white and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. We shut it down for the school and the sports team. White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
White and purple, yeah, I know you see it. You see the chaos and you tell yourself you wanna be it. I go to CHS, so I am a champ. I ran this game so long I'm starting to get a stomach cramp. Class of 1, 2, but we're number 1. Shout out to all my juniors, yeah, you know we get it done. White and purple, you already know. It's little easy peasy and that boy lay low.
Yeah, you know what it is. Collegeville High School, a champions. Yeah, screaming that's us. And when we on top, boy, quit fussing. All around my town, everything is white and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. We shut it down for the school and the sports team. White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
I'm about my white and purple, Scarface and DJ Screw. We on the peak of the mountain, best at what we do. Yeah, we the champs, homie, but we ain't selling shoes. These boys bleeding purple, call us the chief and crew. They don't gotta do it big, cause I don't play with sports. I play my cards right. Now a good report. When Dub 12 comes, it's time to roll off. I'm the back cause everybody rolling with me, K-Hawks.
Yeah, you know what it is.
Look, all the freshmen, all the fresh college boys,
High school, champions.
yeah, they know what it is.
All around my town, everything is
White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
we shut it down for the school and the sports team.
White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
Yeah, you know what it is. Collegeville High School, a champions. Yeah, screaming that's us. And when we on top, boy, quit fussing. All around my town, everything is white and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. We shut it down for the school and the sports team. White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
And very good evening, everyone, and welcome to Kahok Stadium here on the campus of Collegeville High School. I'm Todd Duke, and glad that you're with us as we finally get to bring you some Lady Kahok soccer action as your Collegeville Kahawks get ready to take on the Belleville East Lady Lancers. And once again, welcome in. And welcome into the pregame show brought to you by Cafe Agape in Collegeville, home of the Kahok Chicken Sandwich. Cafe Agape been doing their thing since 2012. 10 years now. They're coming up on that 10-year anniversary, offering catering, some of the best home-cooked food in the area. Besides that Kahok chicken sandwich, they have some pork steaks, got some meatloaf, side dishes, macaroni and cheese, green beans, mashed potatoes, whether they're plain or loaded, and that's just to name a few. Besides that, they do catering as well. If you have an event coming up, whether that's a wedding reception or a business luncheon, or maybe an awards banquet ceremony like we had last night for the hockey team, well, Cafe Agape can handle all that and more. 345 Cafe is how you get a hold of Cafe Agape. That's 345-2233. Well, Lady Kahawks are struggling, to say the least. They come in with an overall record of 2-9. They are 1-4 under their first-year head coach Jody Munoz. And Belleville East, under James Chambers in his 5th year as the head coach for the Lady Lancers. He brings his squad in here with a record of 6-5 overall. They are 2-3 in Southwestern Conference play. Lady Kahawks, they are mired in a 4-game losing streak and have been shut out in all 4 of those games, and they've been outscored 13-0 in those 4 games. The latest was a 1-0 home loss to Edwardsville here on Tuesday night. The last win for Collinsville was the 3-2 win here at home versus Belleville West on the 29th of March. Kahawks have only scored 12 goals in 11 games, and half of those came in a 6-0 win against Highland earlier in the season. So the Kahawks definitely having some problems scoring, especially they are without their number 1 goal scorer, Megan Jeremias. Talked to the coach a little while ago. She came up in the box, and she said maybe the end of this month Megan will be back. Belleville East, they're coming off a 1-0 loss at home versus Alton in penalty kicks on Tuesday night. Alton converted 4 of their 5 kicks, and Redbird goalkeeper Peyton Baker made a save on the final of the 5 kicks from Belleville East to hand the Lady Lancers their 5th loss of the year. And Alton sits now at 10-1 on the year. On the other microphone once again with us is Brett Borm. How are you, sir?
I'm good, Todd. How are you this evening?
Doing fantastic, man. So you were here for that 1-0 loss against Edwardsville on Wednesday. What did you see?
You know, that was a really enjoyable game to watch. I was really pleased with the Kahawks' effort when they came out, hearing a lot about the Edwardsville Tigers and knowing how strong their program was. I felt like the Kahawks came out and really gave the Tigers all they could handle. Unfortunately, again, unable to score a goal.
Yeah, that's been a problem, and when you're missing your number 1 goal scorer, that problem seems to be exasperated a bit. And we talked a little bit the last time we were together. We were shocked about the Alton Lady Redbirds. Well, they came in here and beat Collinsville. They went over to Belleville East and beat them in PKs, and they're no surprise anymore, are they?
No, you got to take that Alton program pretty serious. At least for the rest of this year, they're giving everybody all they can handle. I know the O'Fallon Panthers seem to be the team that's going to probably take this Southwestern Conference at this point. Watching what they did to Collinsville on the road a few weeks ago, quite an impressive team they have there.
Yeah, they do. All right, well, believe it or not, a week from tonight is senior night already for your Lady Kahawks, which is kind of weird. Usually senior nights are in the month of May for spring sports, but we started interviewing our seniors tonight, and first on the list is Morgan Rader, and my conversation with young Miss Rader will come your way next as the Cafe Agape pregame show continues here on the Kahawk Sports Network.
Cafe Agape serves up some of the best sandwiches, burgers, pork steaks, meatloaf, fish, and more in Collinsville. And yes, they still cater. Wedding receptions, luncheons, business meetings, and much more. And Cafe Agape is your destination for all of your holiday and party favorites, both main courses as well as delicious sides. Cafe Agape in Collinsville is the only place to pick up a Kahawk sandwich or dog and the new Flamin' Kahawk sandwich. Cafe Agape, check them out at 703 St. Louis Road. Give them a call at 345-CAFE. That's 345-2233. And don't forget to tell them Stewie sent you. The Collinsville Daily News, the new online source for everything newsworthy in and around Collinsville. This news source is designed to be the heartbeat of the Collinsville community and is owned and operated by members that live in this area. The Collinsville Daily News generates their revenue with local support from the community in which they serve and from advertising. They do not charge to read their content, so you'll never run into one of those annoying paywalls. Not only that, but the Collinsville Daily News offers free classified advertising. You have items you want to buy, sell, or trade? It's free to post. Wedding or engagements announcements, as well as obituaries, all free at CollinsvilleDailyNews.com. Plus, they have the content that matters most. Collinsville news you need to know, coverage of Kahawk sports, and a keen eye on city news. The Collinsville Daily News also has an event tab that allows you to find out what is going on in and around the region for you and your family, the heartbeat of the community. Helping readers make sense of an increasingly chaotic world. Check them out at CollinsvilleDailyNews.com, on social media sites Facebook and Instagram. The heartbeat of this community is the Collinsville Daily News.
I couldn't ask for a better agent, for a better company in a disaster where you have no idea where to start.
I learned that there's not a given in life. It takes a team. There's people that are going to watch out for us and that care.
It's been pretty stressful. Once we saw Lori and got our plan, it's
like a huge weight lifted.
In Collinsville, call Scott Allen at 618-346-1500.
Chapman Trucking, LLC. Chapman Trucking is a local Collinsville business owned and operated by 1994 Collinsville graduate Christy Chapman. With over 10 years of experience, Chapman Trucking, LLC can take care of all of the heavy lifting when it comes to hauling aggregate materials such as sand, driveway rock, dirt, boulders, and more. That includes getting your heavy work equipment to your work site where it needs to be. Give Christy a call for a free estimate at Chapman Trucking, LLC, 618-960-9346 or online at chapmantruckingllc.net.
Cafe Agape serves up some of the best sandwiches, burgers, pork steaks, meatloaf, fish, and more in Collinsville. And yes, they still cater. Wedding receptions, luncheons, business meetings, and much more. And Cafe Agape is your destination for all of your holiday and party favorites, both main courses as well as delicious sides. Cafe Agape in Collinsville is the only place to pick up a Kahok sandwich or dog and the new Flamin' Kahok sandwich. Cafe Agape, check them out at 703 St. Louis Road. Give them a call at 345-CAFE. That's 345-2233. And don't forget to tell them Stewie sent you.
And we welcome you back into the Cafe Agape pregame show here on the Kahok Sports Network. It's a beautiful day for some soccer. It's about time that the weather has cooperated as we get you ready for the pink out game between Southwestern Conference rivals Collinsville and Belleville East. We start interviewing our seniors for the year, and we begin in numeric order of jersey number, and that would bring us to number 5, senior forward Morgan Rader. All right, let's start off with family. I know your brother played here. He was a goalkeeper for the boys team. I know your parents have been involved in both the boys and the girls side of soccer, but that's about all I know, so fill in the blanks. Mom, dad, brother, and any pets you have.
Okay, my mom's name is Jamie Rader, and she actually played here when she was younger. She was a center back, or maybe defense. I don't even know who she was. My dad's Scott Rader. He's helped both boys and girls. He went here, too. I don't think he played sports, though. My brother's the goalkeeper. He went to Swick. And I have a cat. Her name's Veda.
Well, that's good. Veda?
Veda.
Where'd that name come from?
The movie My Girl.
All right, I'll take your word for that one. All right, let's talk a little bit of soccer for you. You made the varsity roster as a freshman. I looked back. You didn't have any stats. So tell us about your recollection of your freshman year as a Lady Kahok soccer player.
My freshman year, I got into a couple games, but I was mainly just dual rostered and played pretty much all JV and got in some varsity games. I was really nervous. I think that's why I didn't play that much. And we were stacked on juniors and seniors that year, so it was hard as well to play.
All right. We won't talk about your sophomore year because that year was canceled. So your junior year, you led the team with 8 goals, 18 points, and you had 3 game-winning goals during that season. Reflect on me on your junior season as well. So far, right now, with games to be played yet, that's your best year.
Yeah, junior year was one of my favorite years because, I don't know, I feel like the competition was all around equal. And it is this year too, but this year, I don't know. I just like last year better for some reason, but this year is getting better too.
All right, senior year so far, 2 goals. That gives you 10 career goals and 22 points. Do you think about numbers at all when you talk about your soccer?
Last year I thought about it a lot. This year I haven't been thinking that much about numbers, just wanting to get more goals to lead the team again this year.
Yeah, I can tell by your last reaction that this is a tough year for you guys so far, and you guys are really battling through it right now. How much does it hurt not to have Megan Jeremias out there right now?
It hurts because she was one of our star offenders too, so it feels like we're missing a key player in our offense, and we're just struggling to find another player to put there.
I would imagine that would lead to more of other teams paying attention to you and Jordan Gary. Do you find yourself being maybe a little bit more double-teamed because of this?
Yeah, I definitely do. I feel like me and Jordan always have, the team always knows that we're the ones that we have to, especially Sarah too. I feel like Sarah's one of those ones too. But the last couple games I've been playing defense sometimes, so I don't know.
What's your preference?
I don't know. I guess it just depends on the game. Like when we played Edwardsville 2 nights ago on Tuesday, I like defense a lot better than offense.
All right, let's get to know you a little bit more. I call this segment your favorite things. It's your favorite things. All right, ready? Favorite music?
popular music. I don't know, like rap and hip hop, I guess.
Do you have a favorite group or performer?
I don't. I kind of just listen to everything.
All right. Favorite movie?
I have no idea. I guess My Girl.
You already mentioned that one, so we'll go back to that one. All right. Your favorite class in high school?
Math.
I get that a lot from student athletes. I don't know why. Least favorite class in high school?
English.
I get that a lot as well, too. All right. Your favorite home-cooked meal and who cooks it?
Spaghetti, and my mom does.
Nice. Favorite donut?
Chocolate with sprinkles.
Do you have a favorite soft drink?
No, I don't like soda.
Don't blame me there. All right. If not soccer, what sport would you just love to play?
Probably basketball, but I'm too short.
That doesn't mean anything. I've seen short people play basketball before. Why basketball?
I don't know. It's just really fun to watch, and it's interesting.
All right. Graduation next month, man. You excited?
I'm really excited.
What does the future hold for Morgan Raider? What are you doing after high school?
I'm going to go play soccer at SWIC, and then I'm going to get a degree in the medical field, and then after my 2 years there, I'm going to go to Florida.
Florida's nice. I've been there twice. You were probably asking yourself, what are you doing back here? Belleville East, you have them tonight for the Pink Out game. You already lost to them once. How do you respond to that loss?
I think we need to just get more forward. I think since when we played St. Dominic, we came together as a team that game, so I feel like this game we're more together, so I don't know if they're going to be ready for that.
Got anybody you want to say hi to?
My mom.
Thank you very much for the visit. Good luck.
Thank you.
Morgan Raider, number 5 on your roster, senior forward, sometimes defense for your Collinsville Lady Kahawks. We'll take a break here on the Cafe Agape pregame show. When we come back, we'll pass along the starting 11 on both sides for you, and we'll do that next as the Cafe Agape pregame show continues here on the Kahawk Sports Network.
Cafe Agape serves up some of the best sandwiches, burgers, pork steaks, meatloaf, fish, and more in Collinsville. And yes, they still cater. Wedding receptions, luncheons, business meetings, and much more. And Cafe Agape is your destination for all of your holiday and party favorites, both main courses as well as delicious sides. Cafe Agape in Collinsville is the only place to pick up a Kahawk sandwich or dog and the new Flamin' Kahawk sandwich. Cafe Agape, check them out at 703 St. Louis Road. Give them a call at 345-CAFE. That's 345-2233. And don't forget to tell them Stewie sent you.
At Visionary Wealth Advisors, we empower you to see your future before it's your future, to create your inheritance, to build your vision, to anticipate the known and unknown, and to find potential in both, and build new dawns. Visionary Wealth Advisors.
Visit Brad Keene with Visionary Wealth Advisors at his new Collinsville office located at 106 North Clinton, or call Brad at 618-467-8420. Calling all sports fans. Looking for a great place to watch the game with your crew? Look no further than the Lucky Fox Sports Bar in Caseyville. The Lucky Fox shows Collinsville Kahawk sports on the big screen, plus UFC fights, boxing, Cardinals and Blues, and all of the NFL games with the NFL ticket and enough TVs that you'll be sure to find the game you want. And the food? How about Taco Tuesdays, Wing Wednesdays, plus burgers, sandwiches, pizza, steak, and more, including great drink specials and the coldest brew in town. And don't forget to try your luck at the Lucky Fox Gaming Room. Dine in and catch a game, or order carryout with the Lucky Fox. The Lucky Fox Sports Bar, 1101 Caseyville Road, right across the street from Kahawk Stadium. Open daily at 11 a.m. Check out the Lucky Fox Facebook page for daily specials. The Lucky Fox, 618-855-9500. Keep your ride shiny and clean with Extreme Details Vehicle Detailing in Collinsville. Extreme Details, owned and operated by former Kahawk Jay Merkel. Jay and his crew at Extreme Details believe in the value of community and in helping their community hold the value of their vehicles with a sharp-looking, clean ride that you and your community can be proud of. Extreme Details can handle any job, whether you drive a small car, an SUV, or even a bus or an RV. No job is too big or too small at Extreme Details. Extreme Details offers scratch and oxidation removal, and they vacuum every vehicle regardless of what package you choose. Cars, trucks, motorcycles, boats, and more. Plus, Extreme Details can handle fleet vehicles for your company. Call Jay and the gang at Extreme Details at 977-1224 or visit Extreme Details at 936 St. Louis Road in Collinsville. Check for periodic specials on the Extreme Details Facebook page. Put the shine in your ride with Extreme Details. Cafe Agape serves up some of the best sandwiches, burgers, pork steaks, meatloaf, fish, and more in Collinsville. And yes, they still cater. Wedding receptions, luncheons, business meetings, and much more. And Cafe Agape is your destination for all of your holiday and party favorites, both main courses as well as delicious sides. Cafe Agape in Collinsville is the only place to pick up a Kahok sandwich or dog and the new Flamin' Kahok sandwich. Cafe Agape, check them out at 703 St. Louis Road. Give them a call at 345-CAFE. That's 345-2233. And don't forget to tell them Stewie sent you.
And once again, we welcome you back to Kahok Stadium as we get you ready for this Southwestern Conference matchup between Collinsville and Belleville East. And here are the starting 11 for both of these teams. For Belleville East, you will find senior Kendall Clay in goal. In front of her on the defensive side of things, Emma Krask will be out there, as well as Bailey Stalled on defense, along with Lila Keck and Reese Gray. Your midfielders for Belleville East would include Michaela Borges, Emma Simpson, and Maggie McGuire, along with Ella Mentzer. And I forgot a defenseman, that would be Mallory McGrew. And your forwards for Belleville East would be Sophia Tantillo. And I believe that's the only forward I have listed on my list. Did I get all 11 of them in there? Kendall Clay, Emma Krask, Michaela Borges, Emma Simpson, Maggie McGuire, Bailey Stalled, another defenseman, Sophia Tantillo, Ella Mincer, Lila Keck, Reese Gray, and Mallory McGrew. For Collinsville, Addie Johnson will be in between the pipes. And in front of her, you will find our pregame guest, Morgan Rader. Senior forward for Collinsville, Grace Lanier, also a senior. She's a defender. Sarah Hinsey is a midfielder, also a senior. We'll be talking to them a little bit later on down the road. The next group we have are a bunch of juniors. On defense, Shelby Hawk and Lady Bolandis, and a midfielder is Georgia Cox. Sydney Summer is the senior defender here for Collinsville. And the rest of your midfielders look like this. Morgan Lang, a freshman. Jordan Gary and Kyra Van Dyke are both juniors. These two teams played each other back on the 24th of March. Lancers won that one 2-1 on a late goal with just under a minute left in the second overtime. Kyra Van Dyke scored in the first half for a 1-0 Kahok lead. Reese Gray of Belleville East tied it with a goal in the second half, and then Sophia Tantillo, that's the game winner in the second overtime. Addie Johnson was in goal in that game. She had 3 saves on 5 shots and allowed those 2 goals. And Brett Borm, you were there, and that was one of those tough ones that you hate to see anybody lose.
It was tough, Todd. The weather conditions weren't the greatest. Seems like every time we go to Belleville East, whether it's boys or girls, there's some sort of a cold, misty rain, and that's the way it was all night. Unfortunately, Collinsville played them very hard. Just got the Belleville East was able to get that game winner with just a couple minutes left, I think, in double OT, correct?
Yes, it is. It is Pink Out Night here at Collinsville, trying to raise money to support cancer wellness. Hannah Liljegren speaking to the crowd right now as all the players have turned around and faced us and has their I Fight For signs, and they have written down somebody that is in a battle with cancer, and they're currently trying to win that battle. So we think of all of you out there in the battle, and we think of all of you out there that have lost loved ones due to the battle.
Thank you.
We will take our final break. When we come back, we'll have some soccer action for you here on the Kahok Sports Network.
Cafe Agape serves up some of the best sandwiches, burgers, pork steaks, meatloaf, fish, and more in Collinsville. And yes, they still cater. Wedding receptions, luncheons, business meetings, and much more. And Cafe Agape is your destination for all of your holiday and party favorites, both main courses as well as delicious sides. Cafe Agape in Collinsville is the only place to pick up a Kahok sandwich or dog and the new Flamin' Kahok sandwich. Cafe Agape, check them out at 703 St. Louis Road. Give them a call at 345-CAFE. That's 345-2233. And don't forget to tell them Stewie sent you. Projects in and around your home can be daunting and overwhelming. Take the stress out of those projects and let AW Indoor and Outdoor Solutions do all the heavy lifting. Former Kahok Adam Welly can help knock those projects off your list. From framing drywall, painting, and stair work inside to deck work, hardscapes, and concrete and retaining wall construction outside your home, including power washing and brush removal. Whatever the task, AW Indoor and Outdoor Solutions can help. Call Adam Welly for a free estimate at AW Indoor and Outdoor Solutions, 314-252-8010. That's 314-252-8010.
Once again, welcome back to the broadcast booth here at Kahok Stadium. Todd Duke is my name. Brett Borum is on the other microphone. We're just about ready to go here. Let's pass along not such good news from the world of sports as far as being a Kahok is concerned. The baseball teams all lost to Edwardsville today. Still trying to check on that final score from the varsity game. Do we know if it was 22-3 or 13-3? Yes? Yes. 22-3 or 13-3. The freshman team lost 18-0. And the JV team lost 22-2, so quite a day there for Edwardsville baseball.
Holy cow.
Volleyball going on across the way right now. The JV team lost to Hazelwood West 2-0. Collinsville won the first set, 25-19. Not sure if the second set is over. 25-12, it is over, so we got a winner. We have a winner, 25-12, as the Kahawks pull out a 2-game sweep of Hazelwood and softball. The game that Zach Roseman did for you on the Kahawk Sports Network Facebook page. Collinsville lost that one by a score of 12-0. So another kind of a lopsided day here for Kahawk Sports. This game is one of those that hasn't been completed yet. They're going to try to avenge the loss. Or it wasn't a loss, but it might as well have been. Almost seems like a loss because I tell you what, the JV girls, Allison Hennessy scored a goal with about 3.5 minutes to go in the first half for Collinsville, and Collinsville let that lead go all the way till about 4 minutes to go in the game, and that's when Belleville East tied it 1-1, and then it stayed that way. So I don't know about you, but it feels like a loss.
Yeah, under those circumstances, yes, because the JV did play a very strong game defensively.
Yeah, I think Belleville East had 2 shots on goal.
Maybe.
Yeah,
it was a very strong defensive performance for the JV Kahawks. Unfortunately, the JV squad suffers the same problems as the varsity, and that's putting the ball in the net.
Yeah. All right, well, we'll see if we can change our fortunes here between Collinsville and Belleville East on the varsity side. Collinsville, they're dressed in all purple. We are underway. A little white stripe down the side of the uniforms for Collinsville. Numbers are in white on the fronts and the backs, and the Kahawks are wearing their pink socks here in this one. They're taking on Belleville East, and East, they are here in their sky blue shorts and their white jerseys. They have sky blue numbers on the fronts and the backs. And for Collinsville, in goal is Addie Johnson. Her numbers on the year, 520 minutes, 2 wins, 4 losses. She has a solo shutout, and she has allowed 15 goals on the year for a goals against average of 2.31 and a save percentage right around 63%. And she is in the goal to your left. As far as you looking at the screen, in the goal to your right is Kendall Clay. Clay has been the only goalkeeper to see minutes for Belleville East so far this year, 570 minutes. She is 4-3. She has 2 shutouts and allowed 17 goals, a goals against average of 2.39, so right there with Addie Johnson, but her save percentage is much higher at 82% compared to Johnson's 63%. So we'll see how this one pans out after all that. As we are underway, Collinsville will be attacking the goal to your right. And right now, Jordan Gary has the ball. She puts a shot up, but that one goes high. and a little wide, so Kendall Clay will have to retrieve the backup ball and get us back to action here. Leading scorer for Belleville East is shared between 3 young ladies, Mallory McGrew, Ella Mincer, and Sophia Tantillo. All come in with 3 goals. The leading scorer for Collinsville is Megan Jeremias, and she hasn't played in quite a while. She has 3 goals. Georgia Cox, Sophia Kiefner, and Morgan Rader all behind with 2 goals.
Collinsville coming out, looks like playing a 1-4-4-1 formation, pushing Jordan Gary again from that midfield spot, attacking mid-roll to now a front runner or a striker. And that's really about the only offense Collinsville's been able to muster over the last 4 or 5 games at least.
Yeah, it looks like they've got Morgan Rayer playing more of a midfield position. Yep. She's listed as a forward, but says she's been used on the defensive side.
She's been all over
a few times. Right now it seems like Jordan Gary is the lone forward for Collinsville, and she'll have her work cut out for her because every time she touches the ball, she gets double-teamed.
She does, and she's knocked around quite a bit throughout a game.
Girl is tough.
She is. She's tough, skilled, strong, and probably one of the best leaders on boys or girls soccer I've seen in my 2 years of doing this with you.
Yeah, she's a force to be reckoned with.
Yep.
That's for sure.
She just shows natural leadership abilities.
These 2 teams, of course, play each other a lot. Collinsville has the edge, big-time edge. 25-4-1 Collinsville is against Belleville East in girls soccer since 2000. But recently, Belleville East is trying to turn the tables. So the Kahawks playing a little defense now, and in the middle of the field, they bring it over to the side but couldn't get it all the way over, trying to find Morgan Lang, the lone freshman that's on the varsity roster this year, and she is seeing some time due to injuries to not only Megan Jeremias, but Lydia Fluss is close to coming back on the varsity side. She's been playing some JV ball, but not yet on the varsity side of things.
Morgan Lang has been playing with my daughter since the 2 girls were about 7, 8 years old, so I've had a chance to watch Morgan progress and grow over the years, and she's turning into a really good player.
Back to midfield it goes, and stopped there for a moment by Van Dyke. Then Rader sends the ball into the middle of the field for Sarah Hinsey. Back, and then back to the defense it goes. Excuse me, that is Sydney Summer. I interviewed Morgan, and then I walked past her and the whole team when I was going down toward the concession stand, and I said, "Are the rest of you seniors nervous now?" And they're like, "Yeah."
Girls don't like to talk, do they?
No,
or at least not to you.
Yeah, not to me. They like to talk amongst themselves, and they are chatterboxes when that happens, but even Morgan, when I went down to ask her to come up to the booth, she's like, "I'm so nervous." I'm like, well, "I'm just going to ask you questions you know the answers to."
That's the best way to put it.
Yeah. As long as you don't give me answers, we're good. But I try to phase my questions so that doesn't happen.
Right.
I've been doing this for a while. I got it down pat, man.
Yep. Yes and no isn't going to cut it.
No. Yes, no, and Far sideline. It's a very windy day. The wind's died down, though, since the I got here at 5 o'clock before the JV game even started. Man, I tell you what, that wind blew me down.
Yeah, it was, and it wasn't warm either, let me tell you.
No, it is not. It has not been a very warm spring. We get a warm day every once in a while, and then we follow that up with cloudy and cold and rainy. It's not been a very nice spring weather-wise. We're hoping to turn the corner at some point. And that's not going to happen next week either. I've looked at the forecast, and I'm like, come on, man.
I live day to day, Todd. I can't even look that far ahead.
Yeah, well, I got things to do.
You do. Yeah, you're booked more than I am.
I am. I got four games scheduled next week. I think one of them's volleyball at least. I got a couple of soccer games. Senior night. I can't believe senior night's a week from tonight.
Let's hope we get some good weather for that.
Yeah. Addie Johnson sends the ball back out to midfield, falls down. Belleville East trying to take over and create a little offense, but instead they'll have to send it back to the defense. And the defense will try to work it forward, and that is Ella Mincer, who sends the ball up the sideline. Collinsville trying to chase it down. Sydney Summer gets there first and just shoves it out of bounds, so it'll be a throw-in over on the far side for Belleville East.
This is my first chance really getting a chance to watch Sydney Summer play that center back position for Collinsville. As you know, she played some goalie last year.
Yep.
Started the season playing goalie this year. Boy, what a good player she is. She's got great size, great strength. She knows how to distribute the ball out of the back. I really enjoy watching her play.
Yeah. When she was paired with Lexi Munoz last year, that was a formidable defensive pairing back there.
Correct. And then you have Maria Voss, too.
Yep.
Yeah, that was a good defense.
That ball goes over the end line, so it'll be a goal kick restart here that Sydney Summer will take care of instead of Addie Johnson. Addie, a junior. Both of these young ladies, Sydney Summer and Addie Johnson, play on the girls' volleyball team. Summer sends it out to midfield. Trying to track it down is Jordan Gary. She does so, and then she'll send it back to the defense, and we'll begin again. Here is Summer. Summer will send it over here to the near sideline for Shelby Hawk. Hawk up the middle. That's Georgia Cox with it. Cox will send it back up the middle, and Jordan Gary couldn't quite get there in time, so the Belleville East defense will send it back. But there is Georgia Cox with an interception of her own. She'll bring it up across, and she'll find over here on this near sideline Morgan Lang. Lang moves the ball up. Jordan Gary trying to track it down. It's intercepted then by the defense for Belleville East, and a nice strong move there by Mallory McGrew for Belleville East, and that ends up being thwarted as well. Collinsville sends the ball back up. Lang couldn't get there, so it's sent back to the defense and Reese Gray. Gray sends it over into the middle. And there's a ponytail in the way. I can't see numbers. Ponytail problems again, Todd. Ponytail. My problems are very small compared to a lot of others. Ponytail problems are not a big deal. Here's Jordan Gary. Gary sends it over to the far sideline for Van Dyke. Van Dyke, she gets that head up and looks around, seeing where she can pass it to, and not a lot of room up front, so she'll send it back to the defense and Georgia Cox. Now back over here to the near sideline and Shelby Hawk. Hawk sends it over to Morgan Lang. Lang trying to feed Hinsey on the run, but almost put it behind her. Hinsey gathered it for a moment, but we have a whistle that'll stop play, and this will belong to Belleville East. 16. See, Chris Keller's got the binoculars over there. He can see it a lot closer than I have.
So far, what I'm not seeing that I don't like, what I am seeing that I don't like, is there's a huge gap going on between Jordan Gary as your front runner and then your attacking mid or your center mid. Collinsville needs to do a better job of getting a few more numbers up to help Jordan.
That one was punched back upfield by Morgan Rader, but Jordan Gary couldn't get there in time. Another throw-in coming up here for Belleville East, and this one taking place right in front of us by Bailey Stalled. Stalled, a senior defender, throws it in. Down the line, misses everybody except for Sydney Summer. She was in the back to pick it up to Hinsey. Hinsey, she tries to move it up to Gary, and that ball is kicked out of bounds. And another throw-in coming up here, this time for Collinsville, and it'll be Shelby Hawk with the honors. Ball comes down. A whole host of people down here for that ball to ping-pong off of, and finally it finds Gary. Gary sends it back over to Hawk, and then over to Hinsey. Hinsey tried to feed it back to Jordan Gary, but that was picked off, and Collinsville will have to go back and play some defense. Here is Shelby Hawk, and she gets the ball up to Lang. Lang over to Hinsey. Hinsey tries to find Morgan Rader. She does so right in front of the midfield circle, trying to feed Kyra Van Dyke, but that ball is picked up by Emma Krask and sent back downrange. Now Sydney Summer will send it back to the logo at midfield to Jordan Gary. Gary sends it up to Hinsey. Hinsey back into the circle again. Tries to feed Rader. She was streaking up, but it's a good thing she probably did because she would have been behind the defense for an offside call anyway.
Yeah, Collins was really struggling to find feet on their passes from their distributors out of the midfield. Sarah Hinsey, Morgan Rader, struggling to find connections there up front with Jordan Gary.
That ball goes into the Belleville East bench, and we'll have a throw-in over there at the end of the bench.
Quiet crowd tonight so far.
Yeah. Collinsville, as I mentioned, 25-4-1 versus Belleville East since 2000. That last tie, that was a 1-1 tie in 2011 in the Highland tournament. We don't do ties anymore.
Here we go.
Oh, that was a nice come out of the net save there by Kendall Clay. Collinsville putting on some pressure. Here is Gary in the middle. She gets defended quite closely there on that ball, and she loses that battle, and now Collinsville will go back to play some defense. Sydney Summer will track that ball down on the sideline and just send it into the box to Addie Johnson, and Addie Johnson sends it back up the sideline, and it's punched up to Van Dyke, and backwards it goes, and Van Dyke then gets the ball out to Georgia Cox. Cox trying to send it over here for Lang. Lang had a late break on that ball, and Belleville East got there first, and in front of the box, picked up by Addie Johnson.
Morgan Lang's got to do a better job of reading the pace of that ball and stepping in on that play a little bit more.
Yeah, she was just a tad late.
Yep.
Collinsville sends it down range, and it's a race, and no one's going to win it except for the sideline, out of bounds. 28:40 left to play here in this first half. We are scoreless thus far. Todd Duke and Brett Borum with you. This is my last game until Tuesday. I'm going to take some time off, enjoy the Easter weekend. The wife and daughter are on their way to Nashville, Illinois right now to pick up the grandboys. The grandsons are coming to town.
I didn't know you were a grandpa, Todd.
Yes, I am.
Nice.
13 and 12 years old they are. They live in Heron, Illinois. So we do the halfway thing with their mom. We meet at the Nashville McDonald's. That's the pickup point.
Pretty popular spot, I bet.
Yeah.
In Nashville, at least.
Yeah, in Nashville at least, yeah.
Come on, Kira.
There is Kara Van Dyke. Van Dyke breaking in on the left side. Stops, sends it up toward the middle, and tries to find Jordan Gary, but that one was hit into the defensive teeth of Belleville East. And now from a long way out, a shot and a one bouncer to Kendall Clay, and that was an easy save for her. Yeah, we have a reservation already tomorrow at Top Golf in Chesterfield. We're going to hang out and have a little golfing competition tomorrow.
The weather going to cooperate for you?
I think so. I don't think it's supposed to rain tomorrow until maybe late afternoon, early evening. We have a 2:15 time set up there, and yeah, I'm going to go out and get some lunch. Get some lunch, hit some golf balls, and take it from there.
Sounds fun.
I hope so. I've never been. Looking forward to it. Coming up on 27 minutes to go here in this first half. We're scoreless thus far. Neither team has had any really grade A opportunities here to score a goal. Belleville East, they send it up to the defense, and that is Aaron McVeigh who is into the game. Emma Simpson over on the far side as well. She gets the ball and sends it off a body part, and it comes down over on the sideline. Collinsville gets it and sends it back to midfield, but getting there before Gary was Reese Gray. And the Lancers will send it back up. And Collinsville will get the ball back. They'll send it up the near sideline, trying to find Rader. Too far for her. Comes down to the defense once again. Here is Georgia Cox. Cox up to Hensey. Hensey is bringing it up this near side sideline. Looking around. She's got Jordan Gary open, and that's going to be offsides. Yep.
Jordan was asking for it.
I saw her waving her hands.
Asking for it, and Hensey waited way too long. Yeah. It's as simple as that. She's got to read that run.
Well, after the Blues fell behind 1-0 in Buffalo, they've scored the next 2 goals. So Blues are up by a score of 2-1. 5-1 Cardinals are losing in Milwaukee, their home opener. I was listening to some of that on the way up here. There's Jordan Gary. This one's onside, and she comes up the right side, cuts toward the middle, puts a shot on goal, and it's too high.
It's all right.
Just a little bit too high, but that was a grade A opportunity there.
Sarah Hensey did a much better job there of seeing Jordan making that run. Jordan doing a great job of staying on sides before the ball was played, and resulted in a pretty good scoring opportunity for the Kahawks.
Just a bit high. Wind has died down. It was coming straight from that way. That would be south.
Over there.
Get my bearings a little bit here. Straight from the south. Basically, it was coming right in the press box door. I always leave one bag down below so I don't have to carry up all my bags at one trip. So I set up my bag with my laptop in it and went to head back down to get my big bag with all the other stuff in it. And that door almost knocked me back into the booth. 24:45 left to play here in this first half. No score between Collinsville and Belleville East. Here is Van Dyke. Van Dyke over on the far sideline. They get it up to Jordan Gary, and that ball ends up out of bounds. It's going to stay with Collinsville. Another throw-in coming up here for the Kahawks. And this one will be taken. Is that Sophia Kiefner who came into the game? No, that's 16, not 6. That's Lainey Belandis.
That's Lainey Belandis. I was going to say, I didn't see a sub.
I don't think we've had any subs either. So Belandis will have yet another throw-in over there.
Belandis is another player that's really impressed me over the last, 10, 12 games I've seen. I didn't see her last year.
There is Van Dyke. That ball rolled down the front of her body, and I thought she was going to be in a great position to pass it, but that ball ended up bouncing on her. And speaking of a bouncing ball, that one's going to go all the way across the end line, and it's going to be a goal kick restart coming up here for the Lady Lancers of Belleville East.
Belandis, as I was saying, just a tough as nails, left back, not afraid of anybody, and will not back down from any forward of any opponent. She's a great player.
So here is Kendall Clay, the senior goalkeeper for Belleville East. Low shot, and Jordan Gary heads it right back toward her. Nothing but Lady Lancers back there to take care of that one, and it's going to roll right to Clay, and she'll do it again. This time she gets get some air under it. So the wind is blowing from the right side of your screen to the left side of your screen. Not really helping out too much. It's died down a lot. It's not about 30 miles an hour like it was. That was dangerous. That was almost off of Sydney Summer and almost got past Addie Johnson.
Sydney Summer ended up on her butt on that one too, which doesn't happen too often. That's a good-sized girl. Real strong.
Johnson sends the ball back out toward midfield off of Van Dyke. Now Van Dyke will get the ball back. She punches it to the middle. That's Morgan Rader. Rader sends it back over, and it's picked up there by Georgia Cox. Back to the defense it goes, and then up the sideline to Van Dyke, and once again Cox with it. Cox will just send it back to Summer, and the Kahawks will reset their offense, but that ball almost missed the mark. Rader sends it over to the sideline, and now sent back to midfield, but Jordan Gary was breaking one way. The ball went the opposite way. That is off of the body of Shelby Hawk, and now down onto the foot of Aaron Trout, and it goes into the front of the box, and a nice job there by Sydney Summer to kick it out as it goes across the sideline or the in line, hits the corner flag, and comes out this side. Should be a throw-in.
Yep.
Yeah. Hits that corner flag and came out on the sideline instead of the in line. So that was a lucky break there for Collinsville to avoid the corner kick. Instead, it's going to be a throw-in from that corner. And yeah, it's a pretty good throw-in right at the edge of the goal there, and popped up and then popped off of a head. Collinsville trying to get there first. They do so, and they'll send it back to the sideline once again. I don't have an 18 on my roster. Is it 12? All right, Bailey stalled. Yeah, it is 12.
I would have guessed 18 as well.
I know, man. I'm like looking at my roster going, I don't have an 18. Yeah. Yeah, they really made those numbers close together, didn't they? Sydney Summer will get us back to action. Sydney puts a boot into it and sends it all the way back out to midfield. Bounces off a couple of bodies and then comes back to the defense. That is Shelby Hawk who pops it back to where it came from. And then over here on the sideline, Bailey Stalled off of her head, then off of the head of Emma Simpson. Stalled gets a hold of it again. And Kyra Van Dyke slows the ball down, trying to spring Gary, but instead she punches it right into the foot of the defense, and the defense will send it back out, and it'll be another throw-in for Collinsville in front of their bench. In front of head coach Jody Munoz, who's over there with a jacket and shorts.
She's been wearing shorts a lot this year, and I don't think I could do it.
No, not in this weather. I can't. No. Temperature's got to be well above like 75, almost 80 degrees before I can even think about that. I have worn a T-shirt in my backyard twice now, but that's when I was doing lawn work.
Yeah, the older I get, Todd, I think I'm more meant to be a snowbird.
Yep, I hear you there, buddy. Cannot stand the cold weather, and yeah, as we get older, our bodies shrink, the skin shrinks, the blood veins shrink, the blood flow stops flowing as fast as it did, and all of a sudden you know it, you're cold.
Yep, all that.
Yeah. I'm one of those old people now who just keeps a jacket at work because, you know, it's cold at work too.
It's 60 degrees, and I still have I was wearing my parka here today.
Yeah. I know, man. I'm ready for some warm weather. Everybody's like, you'll complain when it's hot too. I'm like, no, I won't. I do not complain when it's hot. Halfway through the first half, and no score between Collinsville and Belleville East. Throw in coming up here from Stalled. Down the line it goes, and off of the body of Shelby Hawk and out of bounds. So we'll throw it in again for Belleville East, but we'll move up about 25 yards. And here is the throw in.
That's a good throw.
It is, but not very well placed. Had some distance on it, but the placing was wrong. And that finds Jordan Gary. Gary looking for a little bit of help. Sends it over to Van Dyke. Van Dyke tried to feed it back to Gary as Gary put on a burst of speed through the middle, but that was blocked out by the Belleville defense. Collinsville still trying to send it up off of the foot of Gary, and then it goes back to the defense, and the Lancers will send it back to midfield. Over here to Hensey it goes. Hensey sends the ball back up to Georgia Cox. Cox to Rader. Morgan Rader, a little back kick to Jordan Gary, trying to fight off a defender, and she missed it just wide. As she was partially taken down right there in front of the box.
It was a nice ball by Morgan. Was that Morgan Rader?
Yeah, sure was.
A nice ball, through ball by Morgan Rader. Just slotted inside the 18. I bet you give that opportunity to Jordan Gary, 10 times a game. She'll probably score 9.
Reese Gray disrupted that process, and the ball ends up just going wide. 17:50 left to play here in this first half. No score yet between Collinsville and Belleville East. Collinsville has had the better chances so far, as the Lancers look for a chance themselves at midfield. They take it and send it up, and there is Sydney Summer on the defense to send it back up to Georgia Cox. Cox moves it over here onto the sideline for Morgan Lang. Lang trying to feed Jordan Gary over here on the sideline, and they miscommunicate. Both of them let the ball go out of bounds. Throw in by Shelby Hawk. Hensey picks it up. Back to Hawk. She puts her head up, looks, and finds Van Dyke open. She gets bumped off the ball, does Van Dyke. And they'll find Jordan Gary once again. Now back over to Van Dyke. Van Dyke trying to dribble her way around trouble. She can't. Got around one, couldn't get around the other. Shelby Hawk sends the ball back up. Jordan Gary trying to trace it down. She does. Puts a strike on it and a save by Clay. That was the best opportunity of this game so far.
Yeah, she did a good job keeping the ball down and on frame. Collins will generate a little bit more offense here in about the last 3 or 4 minutes. Hopefully that's a good sign for things to come.
16:40 left to play here in this opening half. No score between Collinsville and Belleville East. Kahok's trying to snap a 4-game losing streak. They do have one conference win so far over Belleville West. The other win is over Highland. Like I said, Collinsville has scored 12 goals on the year. 6 of those came against Highland. So they have it's been feast or famine.
It has been.
And it's been famine lately.
Getting a healthy Megan Jeremias back, whether it's, a couple weeks left in the season, you need a player like that back. She's dynamic, good with tight space. She can score.
Here is Belleville East with an opportunity, and that ball rolls to Addie Johnson. Just before somebody, I think that was Aaron Trout, wearing number 21, got in there. 21 or 11 or one of the two. 21. I saw the ponytail switch to one side, and I got to see it. Now it looks like Georgia Cox is hurt. And that ball is out of bounds, and Georgia's all right. She's limping a little bit, but she'll walk it off. 15:30 and counting left to go here in this first half. First day of Easter break for the kids, well, and the teachers today.
Don't forget them.
Yeah, I got to sleep in. That means I woke up at 7:30. People are like, that's not sleeping in. Well, when you get up at 5:45 every morning, that is sleeping in. I'm sure that by the time Monday rolls around, it'll be like 8:30, 9 o'clock, and then I'll have to get up the next day by an alarm clock and go, man.
Your schedule will be all off.
I know.
Georgia's still limping out there a little bit.
Yeah, she is.
It's not a player we can afford to lose in the middle of the field right now.
No.
I'm not sure who they'll go to.
Well, they're moving somebody off the bench and coming out to the substitution spot.
Looks like Kira Van Dyke will get up.
Van Dyke's going to come back in at the next opportunity. We'll see when that is, as that ball ends up out of bounds off of Gary, and it'll be a throw-in from underneath our location here for Belleville East. Throw-in comes off the line. I think that almost hit Morgan Lang in the face. Collinsville, they get the ball back, though. Hawk moves it up to Hensey. Hensey moves it over here to Lang once again. Lang to Jordan Gary. Gary got tripped up a little bit, and it comes back for Belleville East. Here is Trout, but she couldn't get the ball going the opposite or the right direction, so that ball ends up out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in here for Emma Krask. And Krask tosses it over the head of the intended target. That was McGuire. Falls down for Hensey, and then Hensey off of the shins of McGuire. It goes out of bounds. Collinsville will have another throw-in, and now they'll recognize the substitution. Georgia Cox will go out, limping a little less noticeably now, but she'll get a little treatment over there on the sideline as Kyra Van Dyke comes back in. Throw in for Collinsville off of Gary. Back to the defense it goes. Here is Shelby Hawk. Hawk punches it up, but nothing but sky blue shorts back there to take care of it, and the defense will send it back to Kendall Clay. Clay sends it back out. Nice job there, Collinsville keeping it in, but unable to track that ball down was the K-Hawks. Now Rader with it a couple of times off of one of the defenders' bodies there, and she gets it right back. Now back over to Emma Simpson. Simpson, one of the tallest girls out there on the field besides Sydney Summer. That ball is popped up, comes down right by the circle. And then a little misdirection there. Van Dyke comes up with it. Hensey lets the ball go. And then Lang will send it back to Hawk. Hawk with a nice move to get around Trout. And moves it up there for Jordan Gary. Now back over here on the near sideline for Lang. Lang moves it up to Hensey, but she misplayed the ball. And it comes back for Hawk once again. Shelby looks, fires over on the far side. And it's picked up by Sophia Kiefner, who is into the game now. And then over onto the far side sideline in front of the Belleville East bench, it goes out of bounds. Collinsville will get to keep it. And they'll throw it in from in front of the opponent's bench with 12:20 left to play here in this first half.
Collinsville so far seems like we've had the more dangerous scoring opportunities than the Belleville East side so far, which is a little bit different than the first time we played them on the road.
Buffalo has tied it up with the Blues. 2-2 in the second. I think it's in the second by now. It should be in the second. That game started at 6. Far side sideline. Gary has a roll down her shoulder, and then it's kicked out of bounds by the Lancers, so Collinsville will have yet another throw in right at the end of the Lady Lancers bench. Jordan Gary does a backwards kick, pops it up in the air, but a whistle will stop the play, as Collinsville was called for something there. Not sure what.
I'm not sure either.
Comes back down, and Jordan Gary once again tries to track it down. She can't, goes backwards for it, but Belleville East will send it back up into the Collinsville midfielders, and the midfielders will pop it back up. Gary there trying to track it down. She can't. Morgan Rader does. Gets it back over to Hensey. Hensey sidesteps a couple of defenders, and now we're going to have that was a delayed call on that handball, wasn't it?
It was delayed. I don't know what he was waiting on. I don't know if he was playing advantage there or what. Typically don't see that when it comes to handballs. It's more fouls.
Free kick here for Belleville East. They send the ball up. Trout pops it right up in the air, and it comes down, and Morgan Rader finds it, gets it up to Gary. Gary trying to send it over here to the sideline as Hensey and Lang were heading that way, but it never did make it that far. Here is Sydney Summer. Summer will send it up the near side, and that ball is out of bounds. A couple of substitutions going on here for Belleville East. Bailey Stalled will come back into the game, as will Mallory McGrew. Olivia Peretta and Emma Krask to the bench. At least I think that's who that was. It was almost a handball, too. So was that one. Couple of them there. Here is Hensey. Hensey will tap the ball over to Van Dyke. Van Dyke will bring the ball over to the sideline. And it's picked up there by the Lancers. They bring it up. Here is Tantillo. She lost control of the ball. Another throw-in coming up here for Collinsville. Cardinals are still losing 5-1 and 2 outs in the ninth. Looks like they might suffer a road loss for the first time this year.
What's the record so far this year?
I don't know. I've lost track because there's been too many rainouts. 3-1, yeah. Something like that. Yeah, 2 wins against Pittsburgh, 1 against the Royals, 1 loss against Pittsburgh, and now they're about to lose to Milwaukee. Collinsville trying to track the ball down, but it's going to be another throw-in coming up here for the Lancers. Just a tad under 9 minutes to go here in this first half. No score between Collinsville and Belleville East.
Looks like Georgia Cox is made her way to the halfway line, trying to get back into this match.
Well, how about that? Vladimir Tarasenko just scored, and just like that, Colin, the Blues retake the lead. Tarasenko's been on fire lately.
It's about time.
Oh, dude, he's been on fire all year, actually, but he's
I
really
know.
been picking it up these last few games.
He's had a down year with the injuries and things like that.
And meanwhile, back at the ranch here, it's on to the foot of Aaron McVeigh, and then into the midfield circle for Ella Mincer, excuse me. I tried to put a Z in her first name, too. Elza. That ball goes over to the far side where it finds Clay Smith. His duties in the gym are finished since the volleyball game is ended, so he has come over here to help coach the girls' soccer team.
I'm sure he's glad to be back on the sidelines, even if it's in a support role.
Oh, yeah, he's missed coaching. I talk to him about it all the time.
Yeah.
You get bit by that bug, it's hard to not scratch that itch.
Well, you know, he's got a daughter coming up
Well.
here in the next 4 or 5 years, too.
Here is Jordan Gary. Gary sends the ball up onto the foot of Lang. Lang finds Hinsey. Hinsey trying to find Gary. Instead, that ball is poked out of bounds, and it'll belong to Collinsville once again. And the Kahawks will throw it in. And once again, it'll be Shelby Hawk with the honor. 7:20 left to play here in this first half.
Morgan Lang rotating out, and Kira Van Dyke rotating to this right wing, and Georgia Cox entering.
Georgia Cox not limping anymore either.
There's a magic potion over there.
Magic potion.
That Amanda has for all these girls,
Yeah.
I'm sure.
That ball comes down and slides off of the backside of Raider. And now it's popped up into the air, and Sophia Kiefner trying to track it down. She can't, and that ball is knocked out of bounds by Lainey Belandis, and it'll be a throw-in at the end of the Lancers bench for Belleville East. 6:45 to play here in this first half. No score between these two Southwestern Conference rivals, Belleville East and your Collinsville Lady Kahawks. Here comes Belleville, and that one is off of a body part, and it comes down and finds Addie Johnson with no problems. That was a little dangerous when it first happened.
It was Lainey Belandis, that Belleville East 4 was able to get the turn on Lainey Belandis and resulted in a scoring opportunity. Doesn't happen very often. Lainey's pretty strong back there.
Collinsville with the ball back, and the defense sends it up to midfield, and Jordan Gary gets knocked down, and that's going to be a call. Collinsville's going to have a free kick from midfield.
Jordan did a good job of almost boxing out there at the 50-yard line, and then she got taken down at the last second.
Instead of a kick, it's a pass from Summer, and it goes up to the offense, but the defense for Belleville East is there to handle that task. It comes back out to midfield. Shelby Hawk with it and sends it up to Gary. Gary turns around, looks, and finds Georgia Cox. Back over to Gary it goes. Now back to the circle for Hawk. Hawk gets around one defender and then slides the ball up. That one's onside. Can Kara Van Dyke get there first? She can't. And the ball is going to be sent out of bounds right between the legs of Van Dyke. And Collinsville will have a throw-in from there. So the throw-ins are moving up yard by yard. There is Hawk. Shelby throws it in. Comes down inside the box, and Jordan Gary got a foot on it, but so did one of the defenders for the Lancers, and it's sent back out. Here is Hinsey. Hinsey will circle, send it back over here for Shelby Hawk. Hawk gets taken off the ball. Trout with a nice play, but now we're going to have a call against Hawk, and the Lancers will have a free kick from just underneath the press box here.
With this new formation Coach Munoz has come out with in the last few games, going with just the single center back of Sydney Summer and moving Shelby Hawk to the right, seems like Shelby's a little bit more comfortable to me as a dual center back versus a wing back that they've got her playing these days. She's a little more confident with the ball at the center pack.
Ball comes down, and Belleville East trying to get a scoring opportunity. That one's popped up right in front of the box. Trying to track it down is Tantillo. She does. She turns the corner and then gets taken out by Collinsville. No call on the play, and the Lancers still retain possession. That one's sent forward, but that stop was made by Sydney Summer. And now in front of the box, it's poked away, and once again, the Lancers have it back to Tantillo in the box. Gets taken off by Summer. Another shot and a save by Addie Johnson. This time it made it through all the big crowd, and Johnson with a nice save.
A couple dangerous opportunities there for the Belleville East Lancers.
It's been their best opportunity thus far.
It has.
Here is Addie Johnson, just under 4 minutes to go. She'll send it back out to the midfield circle. It comes down for Hensey. Hensey tries to find Jordan Gary. She does so, and then Gary gets taken out. No call on the play.
I'm not sure how.
As the feet got tangled up, I'm not sure how either, but the play stays alive for Collinsville. Here is Rader. Morgan sends it back to midfield. Here is Georgia Cox over to Sarah Hensey. Hensey tried to use that backwards pass with the bottom of her shoe, but didn't get enough juice on it to get it to Gary, and now that ball ends up out of bounds, and it's going to belong to Belleville East.
That last sequence, I saw about 4 or 5 bad first touches from the Collinsville Kahawks. Kira Van Dyke, Sarah Hensey, Shelby Hawk. Got to get back to the basics. First touch is very, very important. Leads to the next play.
Yeah. Tarasenko with back-to-back goals. Nice. He had 2 goals in the game the other night against the old Boston Bruins. Rematch of the Stanley Cup final. I'm like, no, it's not. It's one game. .240 left to go here in this first half. No score between Collinsville and Belleville East. It's been a defensive battle. Each team has had 1 grade A opportunity each. And so far, the goalkeepers have been up to the task. Lancers, they control the ball. They'll send it up into the front of the box. There's Collinsville's defense to take care of it. And they'll send it back out toward midfield. But it's picked up there by the midfielders for Belleville East. Raced all the way up. And Collinsville will send it out of the sideline. And it'll be a throw-in over there for the Lancers. I'm going to go all the way back against the fence by the vocational center to get that other ball. But in the meantime, Lancers took their time kind of getting to that ball, and we're down to 1:50 now here in this first half. Here's the throw-in, comes into the far side of the box, and a body taken down. Collinsville tries to send it back over to the sideline, and it'll go out. Yeah, there's bodies flying everywhere, and one of them.
Oh, man, Sydney Summer is just a seek and destroy kind of girl back there, man. She will just lay a girl out.
She did that.
Yep.
Another throw-in from the same spot. And off of Summer. And then Cox sends it up into the air. Not out of the box yet. And it stays in the front of the box. And now it finally comes out. And there's a hold. And a shot. And that one, well, a hold against Collinsville. Called on Belleville East. I didn't see it that way, but I'm all the way up here.
I couldn't tell either. I was more concerned about the Kahok's inability to clear the ball. It took 3 or 4 times before we even got outside the 18.
1 minute to go here in the first half. Sydney Summer will send us back to action as that ball sits just on the corner of that box. And all the way back out to midfield. Morgan Rader tried the old spinorama, and that didn't work. And the ball gets sent up and just poked underneath the Lancers bench. And they're trying to get it out quickly to get this ball back into action. Jordan Gary actually throws it in, and it's off of a body. Sarah Hensey couldn't track it down. Shelby Hawk at midfield. She'll have to go track it down herself, and she'll send it over here to the sideline for Van Dyke. Van Dyke with a nice move to get around her defender, but trying to send it up to Gary instead. She found the foot of Reese Gray, and Gray knocked it back to where it came from. Down to the final 15 seconds left here in this first half. Pop back out to midfield, off of the head of Hawk. Collinsville trying to work some magic here in the late closing moments of this first half, but Belleville East is up to the task, and that ball is sent all the way back down to midfield, where it'll be chased down by Sydney Summer just as the horn sounds for the end of the first half. No score between Collinsville and Belleville East. We'll take a break, and we'll be back here in just a moment on the Kahok Sports Network.
Having problems keeping your ride on the road? Roadman Automotive in Collinsville can help you keep your ride rolling. Roadman Automotive offers everything from diagnostic tests when that check engine light comes on to tune-ups, alignments, brake and suspension work, and more. Oil changes at Roadman Automotive start at just $35. Roadman Automotive is open from 8 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Monday through Friday and is located at 936 St. Louis Road in Collinsville. Check out the Roadman Automotive Facebook page for daily specials. Call Roadman Automotive at 618-223-1878, online at roadmanautomotivecollinsville.com. Roadman Automotive. Keep your ride on the road with Roadman Automotive. First National Bank of Waterloo, with over 100 years serving the Metro East. Visit First National Bank of Waterloo at their Maryville and Collinsville locations for all of your banking, mortgage, and lending needs. Why? Super low closing costs, low construction loan rates, and they do so much to support our local communities. When you need a loan, call the Collinsville team at First National Bank of Waterloo at 618-345-1121 or visit their Maryville and Collinsville locations or online at fnbwaterloo.bank. First National Bank of Waterloo, member FDIC, equal housing lender. Lakeside Roofing in Collinsville. Let the professionals at Lakeside Roofing protect your most important investment, your home or business. Have the elements taken a toll on your roof system? Notice a leaking roof? Maybe it's time for a free roof inspection. Regular maintenance can extend the life of your roofing system by 10 years or more. Lakeside Roofing is your winning team for commercial and residential roofing systems. Lakeside's all-star professionals have installed, repaired, and maintained hundreds of roofs on both sides of the river. Call Lakeside Roofing today at 618-344-2800 or 314-241-5253 or online at lakesideroofing.com. Lakeside Roofing, celebrating 50 years of serving the metro area. Choose experience, choose Lakeside. Got vinyl? Rich's Record Emporium on Main Street in Collinsville can take care of all of your vinyl needs and more. You can peruse through thousands of records, from country to hard-to-find jazz. And classic rock, it's always in stock at Rich's Record Emporium. Used vinyl by the hundreds, plus new releases by new artists as well as reissues by classic artists. Don't forget to check out the audio room at Rich's Record Emporium. There, you can test out all the latest in audio gear, from top-of-the-line speakers to the latest in new turntables, plus amps, streamers, and all of the accessories like needles, belts, and more. While you're there, check out the music-related wall art, as well as t-shirts, record cleaners, and so much more. Plus, if you can't find it at Rich's, they will do their best to find it for you. Come check out Collinsville's only record store, Rich's Record Emporium, 131 West Main Street in beautiful uptown Collinsville, 618-795-1333, online, richesrecordemporium.com. Looking for a little bite to eat in a nice, friendly establishment before heading out to a game? Look no further than LC's Pub in Caseyville. Just blocks from Collinsville High School, LC's Pub is the pub of choice for Kahok fans, before, after, or even during Kahok games. LC's Pub features a wide variety of traditional bar food like burgers and fries, chicken wings and chicken strips, appetizers like pepper jack mac and cheese bites, fried pickles, and green beans. Plus they have salads, fish, shrimp, and more. LC's Pub also features an outdoor patio, a gaming room, weekly poker tournaments, and a pool table, plus enough TVs for all the sports fans. And LC's Pub shows Kahok games live as well as Blues and Cardinals games. LC's Pub, 605 North Main Street in Caseyville, right across the intersection from All Pro Tees. Call for carry-out orders at 618-855-9007 and on Facebook at LC's Pub. LC's Pub, Kahok fans' pub of choice. The people of Illinois welcome you. The folks in Collinsville, Illinois, well, they want you to stick around for a while and enjoy the sights, the fun, the food, and of course, the Collinsville Kahawks. The city of Collinsville is a proud supporter of the Collinsville Unit 10 School District. So welcome to Collinsville. Come on over, catch a Kahawks game, or enjoy some of the new places to eat, shop, and have fun. There's plenty to do for the young and the young at heart. Enjoy Christmas at the Collins House during the holidays, tunes at Bloom in the warm summer months, and more. There's plenty to do in Collinsville, so come on over for a bit. The folks in Collinsville would love to see you. For more information, go to www.collinsville.org. Looking to buy a new home or sell your current home? Trust the Blaylock Group of eXp Realty with all of your real estate needs. The real estate market is hot right now, and you can trust the years of experience the Blaylock Group brings to the table. The Blaylock Group can help you find your dream home, or they can help you get top dollar for your current home. Give Peyton or Emily Blaylock a call today at the Blaylock Group of eXp Realty, 618-780-4622. That's 618-780-4622. The Blaylock Group of eXp Realty. Ogle Auctions in Collinsville, your place for online auctioning. Go to ogleauctions.com to check out the week's items up for auction. Ogle Auctions deals in everyday items like board games, t-shirts, clocks, antique items, and more, to collectible items. Anyone in the market for, say, a trolley? Or maybe you're into more treasure troves like vinyl albums, cars, or motorcycles. And Ogle Auctions is always on the lookout for more auctionable items. Ogle Auctions of Collinsville. Auctions every Sunday at 7 p.m. Check them out at www.ogleauctions.com or call Kim or Mike Ogle at 618-218-2117. The Times-Tribune, Madison County's longest-running leading independent newspaper. The Times-Tribune covers Troy, Collinsville, Maryville, and all the villages and communities of Madison County. From area city halls to sports, including the Collinsville Kahawks and Unit 10 District News. The Times-Tribune covers that and more. The Times-Tribune is a weekly hometown newspaper published every Thursday, and a one-year subscription is only $40 for the printed and online editions. For more information, call the Times-Tribune at 618-667-3111, online at timestribunenews.com, or follow them on Facebook at Times-Tribune.
Code 3 Barbecue Supply, home of Code 3 Spices, is first responder owned by proud Kahok alums. Located at 302 East Main Street, Code 3 Barbecue Supply is your home for one-of-a-kind everything barbecue headquarters, providing the best American-made barbecue grills, smokers, rubs, sauces, accessories, and cooking expertise from professional barbecue experts. Code 3 Spices provides award-winning rubs and sauces and donates 25 cents a unit sold to first responder and military organizations to aid the fallen and assist with suicide prevention and PTSD awareness. Stop on by. See the guys at Code 3 Barbecue Supply for all of your cooking and grilling needs. Code 3 Barbecue Supply, home of the Memphis in May first place world champion Patriot sauce. Learn more about their products and mission in giving back to those who serve at code3spices.com.
Just because we're adults doesn't mean we don't have toys, am I right? If your adult toys consist of boats, campers, or RVs, then you need to call the GASA storage team of professionals. Winter weather in the Midwest can be quite harsh, and finding a place to properly store those expensive toys for winter can be just as rough as a Midwest winter. That's where the GASA storage team comes in, with outdoor self-storage and covered storage for your toys. They even have tractor-trailer parking. Conveniently located at Horseshoe Lake Road and 111 in Pontoon Beach. GASA Storage, for the safe storage of all of your toys. Contact the GASA Storage team, gasastorage@gmail.com, or call today, GASA Storage Team, 618-797-6100. The reviews are in. Old Herald Brewery and Distillery in Collinsville is a hit in the Metro East. Folks both local and just visiting the area are calling Old Herald Brewery and Distillery a must-stop destination in Collinsville. Old Herald Brewery and Distillery in Collinsville is located at 115 East Clay Street in Collinsville and is home to one of the only restaurants in the state with their own brewery and distillery that produces some of the best brews and spirits in the industry. And the food? All created by an in-house chef using local ingredients that will please any palate. Old Herald Brewery and Distillery in Collinsville has daily specials for both inside diners as well as offering curbside pickup specials and family size specials. And don't forget to take home a bottle or a growler of beers brewed on site at Old Herald Brewery and Distillery. Old Herald Brewery and Distillery in Collinsville. Check their Facebook page for daily specials, online ordering at oldheraldbrewery.com, or give them a call at 855-8027. In times of financial uncertainty, how can you stay on track? Call on someone who's invested in your success. In Collinsville, that person is Jason Regg, your Collinsville Edward Jones financial advisor. Jason Regg will work to build a complete picture of your financial life, including your unique goals and passions. Jason Regg of your Collinsville Edward Jones office plays a big part in the community and the Collinsville Unit 10 School District with his Kahok Educator of the Month award. To take care of the things along the path of you and your family's financial journey, call Jason Regg at the Collinsville Edward Jones office at 618-344-0252. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Drink it in. Powerful, vibrant, nutrient-rich fuel for healthy, active, experience-rich lives so you can be your best self, live your best life, and rule the day.
And once again, welcome back to Kahok Stadium. I'm Todd Duke. Brett Borm and I are glad that you're with us here on the Kahok Sports Network. As we had a scoreless first half, about ready to get things going here in half number 2. And we're underway. We switch in, so Addie Johnson in the goal to your right, and Kendall Clay in the goal for Belleville East to your left. Each team had a pretty good scoring opportunity in the first half, but the goalkeepers were up to the task. Here's Tantillo breaking in. She shoots, and she shoots it high off of the goalpost of the football field. And, boy, I tell you what, Belleville East came out flying and ready to attack, and they almost pulled that one off. Those early goals and those late goals will be a bugaboo in your side if they happen. Collinsville dodged a bullet there. Collinsville, Sydney Summer sends it back out as the sun has set. Light starting to take effect here at Kahok Stadium. And the ball comes down near midfield. Morgan Rader sends it over to Hinsey. Hinsey sends it up to the midfield circle now for Gary. She turns the corner after a nice pass over there for Van Dyke, and then up the sideline it goes, but Gary kicked it out of bounds. Excuse me, that was not Van Dyke, that was Morgan Lang. Just underway here in half number 2. We have a adjustment on the final of that baseball game. It was 13-3, not 22-3.
That's a big difference.
It is. Still trying to, okay, here we go. Trying to find out the score of that JV game. The JV game was a 3-2 loss.
Oh, well, that's competitive.
Yeah.
And that was Edwardsville, too?
Yep. So, JV lost 3-2. Varsity lost 13-3. Freshman lost 18-0.
Yikes.
Here's a bouncing ball. And, oh, boy, that was almost a goal by Jordan Gary. She's down inside the box in pain as her and the goalkeeper, Kendall Clay, ran into each other. And now the referee is going to go check on Jordan to make sure she's okay. She seems like she is. As the ball ends up going out of bounds, it's going to be a throw-in down here by Eleni Belandis. And that was almost a goal and almost an injured player all at the same time. I'm glad to see that the latter didn't happen.
Yeah, 2 observations there. 1, heck of a save by the goalkeeper. And 2, Jordan Gary's just tough as nails, man. I mean, that girl gets knocked down day after day after day, and she always gets back up. She is one tough player.
So she is. She might still be feeling the effects of that hit, though.
I think the goalkeeper's feeling the effects, too.
Yeah. Referee's checking on Clay after he checked on Jordan Gary to make sure she was okay. He's checking on Kendall Clay to make sure she's okay. And another throw-in coming up here for Belandis. And Belandis finds Van Dyke. Van Dyke gets taken off the ball, but that's a whale of a battle going on there between those two. All the way back to midfield it goes, and a nice defensive play there by Sydney Summer. As that ball ends up bouncing out of bounds, it'll belong to Belleville East. And the throw-in comes up the line. Van Dyke tried to stop it. She couldn't. And then another nice job there by Grace Lanier. I don't say her name very often. As that one splits right through the couple of defenders. It'll go all the way to Clay in the front of the box just before Jordan Gary could get there.
Sydney Summer doing a great job stepping up on that last play. Ball could have been played through. Did a great job of judging the ball and stepping in and winning it before the East player could gain possession.
That ball right in the midfield circle, but that's off of a hand, and Collinsville will be the beneficiary of a free kick, but it's going to come all the way from midfield. Or excuse me, the Lancers are going to benefit from that call. Only about 70 yards away. Reese Gray sends the ball up. And it's poked up just outside the box, now into the corner, turning the corner and throwing it up into the front of the box. Tantillo, her foot, sends the ball up into the air, and that ball ends up going across the end line. And they're going to say that it's off of Collinsville, so here comes the first corner kick of this game. It's going to belong to Belleville East. I want to say Michaela Borges is the one over there getting ready to take this kick. She has one of those ponytails too. Ball on the way. In, catch by Addie Johnson right at the goal line. Nicely done there.
Addie Johnson's not overly big, but she does do a good job of winning some of those balls in the air, especially on those corner kicks.
And back to midfield. Here is Van Dyke. She turns the corner over here on the left wing. On the side of the box, sends it in front for Gary, but that's just barely tipped by Aaron McVeigh. And now Collinsville gets a shot on goal by Rader, and it rolls right to Kendall Clay. So Clay sends us back to action at midfield. Georgia Cox tried to get a foot on it, couldn't. Comes down over on the far side, picked up over there by Lang. Lang moves the ball up. No competition yet. She gets one past one of her defenders and moves it up to Sarah Hinsey, and Hinsey ran into the that one's off the referee, so he'll blow the whistle and we'll start over from there.
So far in about the first 7-8 minutes of this second half, Collinsville is playing a little bit more of a direct style, trying to play it forward a lot more than being conservative and playing it back.
Back to action. Here is Rader. Morgan comes up inside the box, puts a shot toward the goal, and that one was off of one of the Belleville East defenders, and it slowed the ball down, and then it was just a harmless bouncing ball that Clay picked up.
Morgan Rader making a nice run out of the midfield. Unlucky to have that ball deflected.
Back to midfield it goes. Comes down and sent high into the night sky. Gary trying to track it down. That's a miss hit there by Belleville East. Gary ends up with the ball. She'll pop one up in front. Morgan Rader and Kyra Van Dyke are there, but neither one of them could get to it. Hinsey sends it back up into the box, and the Belleville East Lancers send it back out. Making the wide turn there was McGrew. She'll send the ball over, and that's a nice job by Hinsey to get that foot all the way up over her head to stop that ball.
Well, Ralph Macchio,
yeah, I'm telling you.
Kid.
That ball ends up going out of bounds, and it's going to belong to Collinsville. They'll throw it right in between the two benches. And it comes back out into the Collinsville defensive zone. Tracked down by Sydney Summer. She'll send it back to Addie Johnson, and Addie will kick it all in one stride, all the way back out to midfield. Popped up in the air over to this side. It's picked up there for a moment by McGrew, and now it's popped up into the front end of the box, and now Tantillo with it, and she puts up another nice move, and then she couldn't quite catch up with the ball before Lainey Belandis got there, and it's going to be a corner kick or a throw-in. Nope, just a throw-in, I think. Throw-in right near the corner flag. High, a little short, comes down in a perfect spot for Collinsville to get it out of there. Jordan Gary's trying to pick it up. She does so over here on this near sideline. Sends it back to Belandis. Belandis sends it back to midfield, but no one wearing the purple and white back there to take care of that ball. And the Lancers defense will send it right back up into the offensive side of things. And at midfield, a nice battle there. Hinsey wins it, and she begins her trek upward, trying to feed Van Dyke. Van Dyke trying to track it down, and she can't get there before the defenseman does, and that ball is knocked out of bounds.
With this formation, playing this 1-4-4-1, Collinsville does struggle to get other numbers forward to help Jordan Gary out. She's a lone soldier up there, kind of just running all over the place because she's got no help.
Over here on the near side, just underneath our location, it's going to be another Belandis throw-in for Collinsville. She'll throw it up, trying to find Gary, but couldn't quite get it that far. Back out to midfield it goes. And the Lancers trying to take it over. They do so. Send the ball up. There is Sydney Summer, who sends the ball off the sideline, and it'll be a throw-in from here for Belleville East. We're about 10 minutes into the second half. No score yet between Collinsville and Belleville East. These teams played a tight game at Belleville East earlier in the season, and this one is just as tight. Ball popped up into the night sky. Comes down. Gary uses her head to send it over to Rader. Rader trying to feed Gary once again, but put a little bit too much mustard on it. Comes down at midfield. Collinsville takes over from there. Sarah Hinsey gets around one defender, couldn't get around the other one, but the ball squirts out, and they'll bring it up here to Van Dyke. She gets pushed off of the ball, and the Lancers push it back up, but there is Collinsville's defense once again, and that is Lanier who stopped that ball. Now back over here to the near side for Collinsville. Sent up. Oh, that's off of the face. That had to hurt. Mallory McGrew took that one right off of the noggin.
These girls are tough.
Right off the melon. She uses that melon again. I'm like, man, after that ball hit me in the face, I'm not using my head. Sorry.
Oh, no.
Well, here's another opportunity for the Lancers in front of the box. Sent in. Tantillo with an angle and a stop by Addie Johnson.
The Collinsville defense owes Addie Johnson a little debt there.
You ain't kidding.
She made a great save. Shelby Hawk getting turned around there at that right back position again. Again, not looking comfortable in that spot.
Collinsville gets the ball over the defense's head. Gary trying to track it down, but she can't. It's going to go out of bounds. Collinsville will have a throw in, and it'll be right here at midfield from Bolandis. Bolandis trots up. And throws the ball up the sideline. Kicked right back out. There's Alex Paz putting on some nice moves to save that one.
Well, he's got the moves.
I'm telling you. He's a soccer player.
Yep.
Still plays.
In the 40, 50 and older league, Alex Paz is a heck of a goalie.
Yeah. So Bolandis, this is her third straight throw-in, and each time she gets to move up about 20 yards. Now outside the box. Throw-in. Comes in front of the box. Just missed getting Morgan Rader. And now the defense will send it out of bound, and Bolandis will have another throw-in. This one
backing her up
about 20 yards back. Bolandis, her fourth throw-in in a row. This one off of the head of Jordan Gary. She tries to get around her defender to track it down. She can't. Now that one's off of Jordan.
Right.
Nope. Nope. They're going to call it the other way.
She tried to sell it, and I think she did.
She did. You heard the Lancer fans over here just underneath our window.
They didn't like that one.
No, they did not.
And I think they're right on that.
They might be. So Bolandis with throw-in number 5 in a row. This time she throws it down toward the ground to Rader. Rader sends it back. Bolandis gets it back. She'll send it to the front of the box, trying to find Morgan Lang. Lang couldn't track it down, and Belleville East will send the ball back up in front of the Collinsville bench. That'll roll out of bounds. And another throw-in. This time it will not be Bolandis. All the throw-ins on this side handled by her. On the other side, I believe that might have been Lanier.
I think that was Shelby Hawk taking
Shelby
that
Hawk?
throw.
Okay. Numbers are very, very small on the fronts of their jerseys. Way too far away for me to see.
You and me both.
Here is Jordan Gary over on the far side sideline. Jordan moving it up that sideline. Looking for a little room to penetrate. She does. Gets the pass into the box, but couldn't connect with Morgan Rader. That was stopped by the defense. Comes back to the Collinsville defense. And here is Shelby Hawk. Hawk sends the ball up, and that is blocked out by the Belleville East defense. Now the ball in front of the Collinsville bench, but it'll be kicked out of bounds by the Lancers, and Collinsville will get yet another throw-in. 26 and a half minutes to go here in this second half. Still nobody has managed to put one in the net for either team. Each team has had some chances. Belleville East has had more chances here in the second half, and Addie Johnson with an awesome save has kept this game scoreless. Trying to feed Van Dyke here on this near side sideline, but she won't get there in time, and that ball will be sent out to the sideline, and that is going to be, I don't know about that one either. That one looked like it rolled down the front of the Laney Bolandis leg, and I think, yeah, but referees didn't see it that way, and there was a guy there with the flag standing right in front of her.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't raise the flag any direction at all anyway. He didn't make a call.
You're right, he didn't.
And another opportunity for Belleville East. That is squandered on the defensive play of Sydney Summer. She gets it up to Bolandis. Bolandis had that ball blocked out quickly. Now it comes out into the front, and Collinsville trying to pick it up. Here is Sarah Hensey. Hensey moves the ball over to the sideline, trying to get around her defender. Can't do it. Now the ball finds Lanier, and a miss hit there almost by Collinsville, but it finds the foot of Van Dyke, and now Rader couldn't track it down. Another nice play there by Belleville East and their midfielders to keep that ball going in their direction. Collinsville tries to send it back to midfield. Gary gets bumped off the ball. Here is Van Dyke on the sideline. Moves the ball up. That ball saved from going out of bounds and off of the body of Georgia Cox, but we have a whistle anyway. Lancers are sending 3 subs in. And the Lancers will have the ball at midfield on a throw-in, getting ready to come up here by Aaron McVeigh. Throw-in on the near sideline. Headed right back out by Van Dyke. And the second throw-in over Van Dyke's head. Back to the Collinsville defense. Comes to Kyra. And back over to Jordan Gary. Gary sends it over to Georgia Cox. Crossfield pass. Yeah, man. It's trying to feed it to Sarah Hensey at the top of that circle out there at midfield, but sent it too far. Lancers trying to attack. They can't. Collinsville's defense holding tough. Out to midfield it goes. Kahok's trying to track the ball down. Hensey knocks down her player. That was Emma Simpson. Lancers fans wanted a call. They didn't get one. And now Lancers will send the ball right into the Kahok bench, and Collinsville will have a throw in from there. And up the line it goes. Back out toward the Kahok bench it goes, and then they'll send one out to the middle, but nothing there but Lancers to take care of that one. Now the ball is loose. Collinsville trying to pick it up and do something with it. And here is Hensey, sends it back to the defense. Defense sends it up. Here is Morgan Rader. Oh, Rader off the body. Here is a chance for Van Dyke. Van Dyke from the left wing sends it wide. Didn't have a good angle. She was being closed in upon by the defender for Belleville East and just couldn't wait any longer before she had to take that shot.
I'd like to see Kira cut that back with her left foot, play it back to her right, and then she'd be squared up to hit that ball on frame.
Goal kick restart coming up here by Clay. Clay sends it out.
Yep,
and Morgan Rader was just a little bit too close and made body contact with the Lancers player who had the ball coming right at her. Morgan trying to climb up the backside.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Belleville East fans
with
appreciate
the old the Bronx cheer.
Uh-huh.
That was Ella Mincer. And Georgia Cox gets her foot on that ball first. And now Mincer comes in and gets taken off the ball. What a nice play there by Sydney Summer. She didn't give up an inch of room.
No, just so strong on the ball. It's hard to move her.
Coming up on 22 minutes to go here in this second half. It is 8 o'clock.
Sydney, a pretty good volleyball player?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Here's Gary with a burst of speed.
Cut.
Tries to cut. Had that ball poked away. That brings out another cheer from the Lancer fans, but that ball is kicked out of bounds, and Collinsville will have another throw-in. Lila Keck with the nice play there that the Lancers fans liked. And a throw-in for Collinsville. Comes right out to the corner of the box and sent right back out. So we'll move up about 10 yards, do it all over again. Trying to find Morgan Rader over there, but she's like quadruple teamed and really didn't have a chance. That ball squirts away, and here is Sarah Hensey. Hensey looks, puts her head up over on the sideline. Van Dyke saves it, and then it's kicked out of bounds once again by the Lancers. So another throw-in coming up here for Bolanda. She needs to move up about 10 yards.
Easily.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trying to find Gary. She does. Jordan breaks from about 3 defenders. Sarah Hinsey with a shot, but that one goes high over the net. And Collinsville has another chance go awry. We are about halfway through half number 2. No score yet between these two teams. Collinsville, as we've already mentioned in the pregame show, have been shut out their last 4 games, so they're still struggling to find a way to put that ball in the back of the net. But Lancers are having troubles of their own here in this game as Kendall Clay comes out just before Jordan Gary could get there. Clay sends the ball back out to midfield. Cox stops it once and twice, and the third time she got sideswiped. The ball goes all the way back to the defense. Addie Johnson will come out to the front of the box and pick that one up. And Addie will send the ball back out to midfield. Hinsey there. Nice job by Sarah to keep that ball from landing on the feet of the ladies wearing the sky blue and white. Now an opportunity and a slow roller. And luckily for Addie Johnson, it was a slow roller, and she had plenty of time to react as that ball came over to that far side post.
I saw that play happen and building up, and Collinsville dodges a bullet there.
Those ricochets off of bodies, man. Sometimes they'll go in your direction, sometimes they won't. That one didn't. Here's Collinsville, and on the far sideline trying to feed Gary on the way up was Morgan Lang. And that ball ends up in the Kahok bench, and they'll throw it in from there. Up the sideline, and another spinning ball that will go out of bounds. Collinsville will have another throw in about 8 yards up from the last one. Belleville East just going to keep on letting that happen, right? They're gonna trying to feed Jordan Gary up the sideline, but there's like 3 Lancers there, and they get a hold of the ball and kick it out of bounds.
That's what I'm saying.
Now
Jordan's it up top.
Yeah, Jordan, she got off the line, though. She came back out to the middle hoping that somebody else would have some more success, but that one ends up rolling off of a body and right to Clay. And Clay will send the ball back out to midfield. Morgan Rader.
It's a high kick.
Yep. Going back the other way. This again will be from about 70 yards away. Finally was able to wear my my pink out hoodie that I bought for the pink out basketball games earlier this year, and both of them got canceled. They canceled one because of winter, and then they canceled another one, and then I already had something else going on, so I never got to wear it, so I'm glad I could finally wear it.
There you go.
Ball across the line, and that's going to end up being a corner kick for Belleville East. They'll make a couple of substitutions before that kick. Second corner kick coming up here for the Lancers in this game. Collinsville has not had a set piece yet, except for, I don't know, maybe one that was like 80 yards away.
Yeah, they've been few and far between this entire match.
They have. Lancers send the ball up into the sky, comes in front and out the other side. Gary trying to track it down. She does so. Gets around one defender, trying to get around another. It comes back into the box, but nothing but Kahawks there. They'll send the ball back out of harm's way, and the Lancers will try to chase it down and set up some more offense. Back out to the midfield circle it goes. Low shot, and that one's handled by Collinsville, and Cox will send it back out toward midfield. Lancers send it back up into the offensive zone. Collinsville picks it off. Here is Morgan Lang. Lang with the ball, trying to feed and gets it right back from Gary, and that ball is going to end up going off of Gary's foot into the Kahawk bench. It'll be a throw in for the Lancers. They waste no time throwing the ball in. Skirts that sideline. Sydney Summer got there and sent it out of bounds.
Freshman Morgan Lang is probably the most minutes in a varsity match she's seen all year. I'm wondering if her legs are getting a little tired over there on that right side.
Could be. I thought this was a throw-in. Is this a free kick?
It looks like it.
Yeah, sure does. Way off on the far sideline, about 40 yards out. Kahawks have to be all alive with their eyes wide open here on this one.
Stay with your runners.
Flag, by the way, is drooped down. There is no wind right now. And that one goes right to Addie Johnson. Yeah, there was like no wind. That American flag is just laying perfectly still.
Big difference from the JV game for sure.
Oh, yeah. We had gusts about 30 miles an hour during that game.
Mm-hmm.
So Collinsville trying to track the ball back down. Right now, Belleville East with it in their offensive zone. Nice piece of work there by Georgia Cox. Sends it up to Jordan Gary, who sends it to Van Dyke. And now Jordan Gary trying to get around a defender, and the defender slowed her down. And that ball just ended up going out of bounds. Boy, I tell you what, if Jordan could have got around that defender, it would have been on.
Jordan Gary's not liking this call here, and I'm not sure I don't disagree with her.
Well, you know, the Lancers fans like it. They feel like they've had a couple go against them. They feel like that one went in their favor for once. That ball's popped up into the air off of the back of Van Dyke's head, and then
that's a foul.
Bolandis runs right into Aaron McVeigh, and Bolandis will get called for a foul, and it'll be a free kick from midfield. Right underneath our location here. 14 and a half minutes to go here in this second half. Oh, okay.
We got a repeat of the Alton fans.
Is that what it is?
Uh-huh.
All right. Ball popped up. And right in front of the box, it's tracked down by Van Dyke. She'll just send it out of bounds. And another throw-in coming up here for McVeigh. But the whistle will stop the action as the Lancers want to make a couple of more substitutions.
I'm not sure Collins will sub this half yet, have they?
I don't think so.
Coach Munoz feeling pretty comfortable with the personnel she's got in the match thus far.
Pavel Buchnevich scores a goal for the Blues. Blues are up now 5-2, looking to win their 9th in a row. That ball ends up going across the end line, and it's going to be a corner kick.
These fans are cheering everything now.
Yeah.
They're blown away that they're getting some of these calls.
So the third corner kick in the game for the Lancers. This one will be handled by Emma Simpson. And Simpson puts a boot into it, sends it out, and a header that goes in. Belleville East has the lead at 1-0. I believe that was Reese Gray.
I didn't see.
Yeah.
Too much of a scrum in there, but.
Well, I was trying to wait and see who got the high fives, but they were all surrounded her, and those numbers are hard enough to see as they are. So Gray.
It's unfortunate. I'm not sure that was a corner kick. I think East got a gift there. The Collins has got to do a better job of defending that corner.
Yeah, I agree. So 1-0 in favor of the Lancers. That is Reese Gray's third goal of the year. So she ties Mallory McGrew, Ella Mincer, and Sophia Tantillo. .66-43 is the time of the goal. And it's 1-0 in favor of the Lancers. So Collinsville has a little over 12 minutes to go to try to get that back and tie this game up. Another throw-in coming up here for McVeigh. Unless that's a 2, not an 8. I can't tell.
12 minutes left in this match. Collinsville's not generating enough offense in this second half. I would look at getting Jordan Gary some help and pushing another forward, at least another forward up, if not a third. Just see if you can generate a little bit more offense. You got 12 minutes left. What's it going to hurt?
Yeah. Bring up Gary and Rader and Hensey. Take your chances.
Something.
You're already losing by 1, so.
I think it's time for an adjustment.
Might as well pour it on.
Yeah.
Trying to snap this 4-game losing streak. And also trying to snap a 4-game shutout streak. Off of a head, out of bounds. So another throw-in coming up here for Collinsville. This will be handled by Bolandis. Everybody's keying in on Jordan Gary. That one didn't even make it to Jordan.
It's pretty much the position you got to take. Just don't let Jordan Gary beat you, and you should be okay.
Yeah, tried to get that one to Hinsey at the midfield circle, but that didn't work. Ball sent out of bounds. Another throw-in coming up here for Belandis. And another one off of the head of Aaron Trout. And out of bounds again. And Belandis, she's had a bunch of throw-ins. Her legs probably have more juice left in them than her arms does.
Probably.
That one's right back out of bounds again, so we'll do it again. Meanwhile, time is just ticking away. 10:45 to play.
Got to show a little bit more urgency here, especially when we have the ball.
Here is Sydney Summer. Summer sends the ball up. No one there, so Morgan Rader tracks it down. Rader sends it over to the sideline. They try to send it right back to Morgan, but just a little bit too far on the pass. Sydney Summer with it once again. Out of bounds, and a throw-in coming up at the end of the Lancers bench. Throw-in. No, we're going to change our mind.
This little stutter step?
Yeah.
What was that?
I don't know. In the box, and it rolls right to Addie Johnson. Ten minutes to go. Here in this second half, Collinsville needs a goal to extend it. Try to get it to overtime. Here is Rader. Sends it over to the far side sideline. At the far side, it's poked out toward the middle. Rader checks in and sends it up again. Here is Jordan Gary. Gary and Hinsey run into each other, and now Hinsey over there tries to track it back down. She does so. A couple of nice moves to get rid of it. And then it's sent up by the defense to the midfielders. Here is Georgia Cox to Jordan Gary. Gary
out.
Pops the ball straight up in the air, and that's out of bounds.
Not a high percentage opportunity there. Hips aren't square. You're 30 yards out. It's pretty tough. 25 yards out, something like that.
Yeah. We're into single digits as far as time goes. We're down to 9 minutes. Clay, ready for this goal kick restart. And boots it. Knocked down there by a nice header by Jordan Gary. Comes up for Hinsey. Hinsey back to the midfielders. Midfielders send it up into the front of the box. Is it going to come down?
Go through it.
Rash of bodies fall down. It comes out for Belleville East. Here is Georgia Cox trying to keep the ball down there. Gets it over to Rader. Rader back over to this side for Belandis. Belandis puts one toward the goal.
Trouble.
That one is going to be right into the breadbasket of Kendall Clay. It looked weird from this distance.
It did. Had that bend to it. Thought it was a little higher than it was.
Yeah, I thought for a minute it was going to go over, but it ends up coming down right in front. That's the best opportunity I think Collinsville's had this second half. Kahok send the ball back up to the offensive side of things. Trying to track it down is Rader. She couldn't do it. Comes off of Trout and then popped up into the air once again. And there is Gary. Uses that body, gets in front of the ball. Little side kick over to Belandis. Belandis moves the ball up and throws it into the box. But, yeah, Jordan Gary
was go to the corner.
Was breaking to the corner, and she sent that one up to the middle. Here's a nice feed by Cox to Morgan Rader, but that one's popped up, and Clay catches that one in midair. 7.5 minutes to go here in this second half. Collinsville fueling the desperation, sneaking in now.
This will be another heartbreaker.
Yeah.
They got to get back in the winning column.
Yeah, playoffs will be here before you know it.
Yeah. When's the last time Collinsville was a, 8 seed? I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, it's been a while in girls soccer, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
This program has had a lot of success.
Yes, it has. Decade plus.
Yeah. All of the sites for all of the spring playoffs were listed the other day on the old IHSA website. And for soccer, Collinsville is going to play host to the regionals this year, along with Belleville West. Volleyball, Belleville East and Althoff are regional host sites. Softball, it's Belleville, East, and Edwardsville. And in baseball, Alton and O'Fallon get to host regionals this year. Up we go, and Lancers trying to hold court here defensively and hope that that one goal's enough. Collinsville desperately trying to score to tie this thing up. Throw in comes to Van Dyke. Gets popped back into the box, and it'll roll to Addie Johnson.
It does appear Sarah Hensey has been pushed up there towards the as a second striker to help Jordan Gary out.
And that ball goes out to midfield. Gary got a toe on it and continues with it. Sends it up to Hensey, but that's going to be a little bit too far, and the defense will track it down and send it out to the sideline.
Coach Sydney Carroll doing everything everything she can to keep that ball close and save time.
Yeah. I thought she just wanted to save it so she didn't have to go all the way back to the fence line. Here's a shot toward the goal, and Kendall comes out on the far side post and makes the save. Not sure if that was going wide or not.
It looked like it.
Sure did from here. But, again, we're a long ways away, and we're old. Well, I am anyway.
I am too.
Okay.
At least my body says I'm old.
I saw what'd you send a post the other day on Facebook for your wife's birthday?
She did, yeah.
Yeah, I saw that wedding picture. You had hair. Here is Addie Johnson getting there before the ball could be struck there by Reese Gray, who already has the one goal on the board here in this game. You still didn't have much hair back then, but you had some.
I'm not sure how to interpret your your evaluation of my hair game.
You're all right. It happens.
Yep, 42 for her.
Yeah?
Must have robbed the cradle there.
Yeah, I can't believe that she allowed you to post her age.
Well. What's she going to do? Divorce me?
No, probably not. Just put you in the doghouse for a day.
I've been there once or twice.
Oh, yeah. I got a return trip. I got a free pass anytime I want to be. We're up to 4 minutes to go here. A little 4 and some change in this second half. Collinsville playing desperation. That's called. So Collinsville will have a free kick, albeit from about 50 yards out.
Man, we haven't had one in the second half, I don't think.
I don't think so either. Sydney Summers ready to go. She strikes it. It's low, and it's going to go into the front of the box, and it's going to have too much speed, is it? Oh, nice job by, I don't know if that got over the line or not, but they're not going to call it. Here is Jordan Gary. She'll send one to the front, but it's over the head of Morgan Lang, and all the way out the other side it'll go. And it'll go across the end line, and that'll be a goal kick restart for Kendall Clay.
You're going to start seeing
clock stop for substitutions.
Stopped,
yep. Trout goes out, and Olivia Pareda checks in. Clay waits for the whistle. Well, I didn't even hear a whistle. Okay. Clock restarted, and off of a body comes down for Collinsville. Sydney Summer with a little bit of a miss hit there. You don't see her do that too often. And she'll get the other opportunity, and this time she holds strong, and she's got a couple of defenders to deal with herself. Ball comes out. Collinsville sends it up. Out to the midfield circle it goes. Tracked down by Emma Simpson. And here is Pareda. And now we're going to have another call, and this one's going to go against Collinsville. Down to 3 minutes to go here in the second half. 1-0 in favor of Belleville East. Lancers trying to rebound after a tough penalty kick loss against Alton the other night, 1-0. Collinsville on the same night lost here to Edwardsville 1-0. That game did not need extra time or penalty kicks. And that ball rolls all the way down the field. Collinsville will have a throw in, and they'll have to push it all the way back up the other direction.
Didn't that go out of bounds way back at the corner flag?
It did. Yeah.
Nobody's saying nothing?
Nope.
Okay.
I don't think these referees are saying much.
I mean, Collinsville should have been hemmed in there,
Right,
their
down
own
there
corner.
at the corner, yeah. Comes out to midfield, picked up by Georgia Cox. Cox sends the ball up to the offense, but the defense for the Lancers, the only ones there to get it.
Lancers are dropping 5 deep now on that back line.
And a throw in coming up here for the Lancers. And a whistle. It's going to go back the other way. The main referee's pointing that way, and the guy with the flag is pointing the other way. We're going to do the YMCA.
Yeah.
1:40, the clock is stopped as substitutions are made. And at midfield, Collinsville will get a free kick. It's on the way. In front of the box, off ahead and down, but didn't make it any farther, and out the other way it goes. And that ball is going to bounce into the Kahok bench once again. Collinsville, another throw in. They don't waste any time throwing it in. Up the sideline, and it's knocked out of bounds. Another throw in coming up here, about 25 yards deeper. And Collinsville still trying to stay alive. We're down to 1:15 left. Throw in, far side. Down it goes, and it's kicked back out, all the way back out toward midfield. Collinsville will send it back up and looking for a little magic. Oh, Jordan Gary had the ball under her foot, got yanked on. No call on the play. And then back to midfield it goes. And the Cahoks have done everything here except pull their goalie for the extra attacker. And we're under a minute to go here in this second half. Ball knocked out of bounds. And the clock stopped with another substitution for Belleville East. As they have control of the ball, they throw it in at midfield. Up the sideline it goes, and they're not even sending anybody up there to try to score. And Collinsville kicked the ball out of bounds. Now the Lancers will take their time on the next throw in. 40 seconds left to go here in this second half. Back to where it came from, and it gets spun around. Jordan Gary gets knocked down from behind, and there is a call.
Quickly, let's go.
We're going to have to hurry this up. 25 seconds left. Free kick coming up here for Collinsville. They'll get the ball into Sydney Summer. Summer can't waste time waiting for people to get in spots, so she'll send it back down while everybody's moving. Bounces over everybody, finds Morgan Rader. Rader still with it in front of the box, can't get a shot off. Comes down, and then back out to midfield it goes, and the Lancers will send the ball all the way down, and there's not going to be enough time for the Cahoks to do anything with it. By the time that ball comes down, the horn will sound and the game is over. And Collinsville loses their fifth in a row, the fifth shutout in a row handed to Collinsville. And the Cahoks now drop to 2-10 on the year and 1-5 in conference play. The Lancers improved to 7-5, and they even their conference record out at 3-3. And once again there, Mr. Borm, just trouble with offense, trouble scoring.
Yes, and it's heartbreaking. You know, once again, we lost to East, you know, at East on a corner kick, you know, in double overtime. Here we lose on a corner kick. You know, it's a heartbreaking way to lose. These girls are struggling right now. I'm sure they're struggling with confidence. They, you know, can't buy a win right now.
All right, sir. Well, you and your family have a great Easter, man. We'll see you next week.
You too, sir.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
That is Brett Borm. We will head right into the post-game program brought to you tonight by Chiropractic Works in Collinsville, owned and operated by Dr. Chris McCluskey. He and his crew are focused on helping as many people as possible live high-quality lives, all through chiropractic care and wellness. You can visit Dr. McCluskey at Chiropractic Works in Collinsville, 410 Regency Center. That is just off of the Beltline Road in Collinsville. Give them a call at 343-3602 or online, chiropracticworkscollinsville.com. Post-game show comes your way next on the Chaos.
As the Director of Sports Medicine at Next Level Performance Institute, I oversee the care of all of our athletes, many high school, collegiate, and professional. Our goal is to help athletes stay on the field and maximize their performance. We have state-of-the-art diagnostic equipment where we can actually perform testing to get to the root cause of problems that could be getting in the way of athletic performance. When it comes to taking care of athletes, we take a full-body approach. Whether it's musculoskeletal ailments, nutritional issues, organic issues such as headaches, sinuses, digestive issues, we have advanced training to where we can remedy health issues and return that athlete to play as quickly as possible. If you or your athlete are dealing with any kind of nagging sports injury and would like to see if we can possibly help, feel free to give us a call or come by the office anytime.
Collinsville High School alumni Stacy Lauenstein, CHS class of 91, Lisa Bassetto, Sarah Sulke, and Tracy Limp, CHS class of 94, Tony Geisen, CHS class of 96, and Kevin Robinson, CHS class of 99, want to wish all of our K-Hawks a great year. We look forward to cheering you on and supporting you. Work hard on the court and the field, as well as in the classroom. Remember, once a K-Hawk, always a K-Hawk. Hashtag K-Hawk Family.
Brady Pest and Termite Management in Caseyville. Brady Pest and Termite Management is your local pest control source. The Midwest offers its fair share of pest problems, and Brady Pest and Termite Management is up to the challenge. Whether it's pesky rodents in the cold winter months or ants, spiders, and other pests in the warm months, Brady Pest and Termite is your solution. And termites? Brady Pest is tops in the Metro East in termite management. Do you have unwanted pests? Then call the best. Brady Pest and Termite Management in Caseyville. Call 343-1790 or on Facebook at Brady Pest and Termite. The Collinsville Education Association is a proud supporter of KHawkSports.com and the K-Hawk Sports Network. The CEA is your partner as they work to ensure quality education for our children. The CEA advocates excellence and equity in public education and represent over 400 educators in 11 schools in both Madison and St. Clair counties. For more information, you can visit the Collinsville Education Association's Facebook page or the CEA's website at collinsvillecea.org. Pack Mail of Collinsville, locally owned and operated by Ryan Combs. Pack Mail can ship anything, anywhere. They treat you like a neighbor because, well, you are a neighbor. Pack Mail offers shipping materials and containers, private mailboxes, as well as climate-controlled self-storage. Visit Pack Mail at 407 Beltline Road in Collinsville. Online, WeShipSt.Louis.com or call Pack Mail at 346-4884.
Are the lights on your dashboard putting on a show? Bring it to Mike's Automotive in Collinsville. Mike's Automotive is also a T3 certified tire center. They can handle all of the basics like oil changes and tune-ups and the not-so-basics like complete engine rebuilds. Mike's Automotive also has 24-hour towing and has 3 locations, Millstadt, St. Louis, and in Collinsville. The Collinsville location is at 1150 St. Louis Road, just blocks from the high school. Or call 345-0611, online at mikesautomotive.net and Mike's Automotive on Facebook.
Plumbing or electrical problems? Is your AC or heater on the fritz? There are dozens of companies out there, but do you really know who you're letting in your home? Trust Tiger. Our technicians are clean-cut, drug-free, and background-checked. What other company can make this bold statement? Our 24-hour emergency service will ensure your plumbing, heating, AC, and electric are up and running no matter what time of day it is. Schedule your appointment today. Tiger Plumbing, Heating, Air Conditioning, and Electrical Services. We earn our stripes every day.
All Pro Tees in Caseyville is your place for custom apparel and has been for over 20 years now. Why? All Pro Tees can handle any size project, big or small, and they specialize in large group orders. At All Pro Tees, quality is number one on their list of priorities, as is evident by their excellent customer service. Did we mention All Pro Tees has over 20 years of experience? They can even help with fundraisers and event merchandising for your group. So for all of your apparel needs, for civic groups, sports teams, business outings, or even a family reunion, your apparel needs stop at All Pro Tees. All Pro Tees in Caseyville, right across the street from Kahok Stadium. Online at allprotees.com or on Facebook at All Pro Tees. Or call All Pro Tees at 344-2200.
At Chiropractic Works, our mission is to help as many people live as high quality of life for as long as possible without the use of drugs and surgery. We have state-of-the-art testing available to see if we think we might be able to help you with any health issues that you're dealing with. Whether it's neck pain, back pain, headache, sinus, allergies, numbness, tingling, shoulder, elbow, wrist, hip, knee, or ankle problems, we've helped many people solve these issues without the use of drugs and surgery. If you'd like to get to the root cause of your health problems, feel free to give us a call and schedule a consultation or a new patient exam to see if we think we might be able to help you.
And we welcome you back into the Chiropractic Works post-game show here on the K-Hawk Sports Network. Collinsville drops another heartbreaker here tonight as Belleville East scored at the 66-43 mark of the second half. So the Kahawks had about 12 and a half minutes to go and could not answer. And Collinsville gets shut out for the 5th game in a row, and they have lost 5 games in a row. And the Kahawks dropped their record overall to 2-10 on the year and 1-5 in conference play. That's going to do it for us. No one apparently coming up to speak to us in the postgame show, and that seems to be a theme this springtime. But we will try again next time, and the next time that we'll be back in action, that'll be Tuesday. We're on the road. Lady Kahawk soccer team will see if they can break that losing streak as they take on Belleville West at the home of the Maroons there on the western side of Belleville. That's the next game we have for you. We have the weekend off as the grandsons have came to town, so we're taking a little family time, and my family would wish your family a very happy Easter. And for Morgan Rader joining us on the pregame show and Mr. Brett Borm joining us on the microphone as the color commentator here in this game, my name is Todd Duke, and until Tuesday, everybody have a fantastic Easter weekend.